Before going to the episode, I want to make a shout out to Button Software for the trick of how to deal with water without using pumps. And the trick is about the same thing. This you put your hose pulley into the resource you want. Then you use the mechanical pump from the create mod to make the game fills the hose pulley with the liquid at least once. And then you replace the pump with a pipe and a pump cover to pull fluids from it into the inventory, because the hose pulley is going to replenish the liquid when it goes below 1 bucket up to 2 buckets. This way you don't need to actually have an assistant to, well, generate close by or far away. Well, hello and welcome back from the episode of Terrafirmagreg. Sorry about the long pause between videos. I just got out of 1 week without any internet connection, and without internet you cannot open the game. Well, you could if you have the unofficial version, but I don't have it here anymore, and I like my skin. So let's go. Today I'm here where the miner is, because I need to actually mine more materials. Believe me or not, we're going to need it. As previously I said about starting to making things of the higher voltage we have. However, we have a little bit of a problem. The main component of this machine, it is the electric motor, has a quite high requirement, because not only we require electron wires to make it, we also require silver cable. And different from most stuff, silver is not that easy to come by. That's why I am here where my silver mine was, to get more of it. And also this electro tiny, because moving forward we're going to need a lot of blue alloy added to make some stuff. I don't remember anymore, but I remember seeing that in the progression we are going to need it for some of the components that we're going to need forward, especially for the applied energistics. I don't remember, but I know now that I'm going to need it. So I come here to put the miner to mine more of that delicious stuff. I have cleared this area here. Now let's collect the spoils, all this chest here. And as you can see, I abandoned the advanced miner and go for the basic miner 8 times, because this can really dig more than the advanced miner, even though it's advanced and has a larger area and supposed to be faster. It had some problems. Let's play later. But for now, got this bunch of carbon dust, marble, have some poor alunite, diamond coal, diatomite, the electrotechnical that I wanted, some saltpeter, some graphite, and well, don't seem to have any silver here actually. Even though we are supposed to get close enough. So I have to actually move it to the next chunk. One tip that I wanted to show you long ago is that, as you might know, you cannot carry more than one backpack with you without problems. Every one of it decreases your movement speed. But there is a way to actually burlate it. If you put your large vessels in your aluminum backpacks or backpacks inside a large vessel and seal, you can actually carry it with you without the negative slowness we have. In this case, I only need to get one, so let's use my upgrade to stocky when I shift click into a chest like this. So it's easy to bring everything in. Let's put it back into the large vessel, break it, and then put the large vessel inside the backpack. Now just go to remove this off camera and put into the new place. It's kind of set up here. If I was a smart guy and use the create contraptions, I think I could actually create a contraption to move this miner more easily. But now they are all here and started digging now. It's incredible how this 4 medium voltage battery is going to keep all the 8 of them working. Of course, until they get full, of course. And if you know how you can avoid this thing here, you can actually put a conveyor to deposit the resources into each other until it goes out of the system. This way you don't need to do any heavy pipe work. Everything is going to arrive here. Is that the poisonous lead, galena, and so much. Change the area. Force chunk lately. Now let's go back home and do the proper episode. I had placed one advanced miner here, but he constantly needed more. And still not even near close done. And this is the third time before 2 times he said it was done. We're gonna come here and check the area. Below him was still full of ore, so it was lying to me. Taking more power and not doing a good job. So just, well, I'm gonna choose the normal one. It's more easily to equip and I can just make more of it. Yes, that blunts. Because it is already early autumn, I have been doing a lot of work into my base here. As you can see, I had a little better of the layout. Just complement. Here's my, for now, storage area. But the big deal is down there actually, not up here. Let's go and show you this. Yes, I am remaking all the placement of machines and setups again, because just as I show you, we're going to need to start to process a lot of resources. So having a proper place to eat is a must. I still need to set up the macerator. You now have 2 bathing areas here. From here, gonna get the crochet ores here. Everything else is just going to go ahead. And why this, I'm gonna explain later. All the crochet ores arrive here into this crate here. and then going to be split. Here's the basic water washer, and his has a chemical bath. And as you can see here, we have a mercury. Why? Well, the answer is quite simple. Because by baiting some ores into the mercury, we have a chance to getting different materials. One of them is batting crushed gold, we have a chance to get silver. And you can even get platinum later on with a nickel. The rest also silver from galena. So that is very interesting. And normally, if you try to bat the ore into the water, you're going to get something else, not the silver. That's why batting them into mercury is better. You're gonna get copper, but I prefer to get silver. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but they're kind of generous with the mercury. We only need 100 millibuckets of it, so 1/10 of every mercury we get from centrifusion, cinnabar, or redstone. And that's pretty okay. Normally it was 1 by 1. And all the other ores are washed here and go back. Now, why here we have an advanced shuttle? Because first I try to use a reverse here, is to accept the crochet ores. I try to put the exclamation point to say not it, but it was not working. And while looking at the internet, found other people asking about it, and I believe one of the devs of the spec say that currently the not is not working, only positives. So that's why I have to put this filter here to see that everything that does not have crochet cannot be washed, is not tagged as crochet ores, can come down. So let's go all the way here to the next one here. Right here again is going to pull all the purified ores. This here is going to pull everything except this 9 here, and another one here is gonna pull everything except this 9 here. Why? Because this side here we have the thermal centrifuge to get more byproducts, and the other side we have the sifters to get more gems. So this is kind of important. That's why we made this destination. Everything goes back into the line, back into the crate, back into the shuttle. This time everything that is not that it has not the purified word or is the target as purified ores can go ahead. And here comes the big separation here. As you can kind of see, I have 3 different shuttles. The first one here is gonna get everything that has the word exquisite and flawless, because here into this basic cutter it can cut flawless and exquisite into the smaller version of it. And why I want to cut it? Because you cannot use the exquisite and most of the flawless versions anywhere. You need to turn them into the normal version so you can actually process them to macerate or doing other stuff. It's going to turn all the flawless and exquisite into the basic form. Of course, we have a use for the flawless emerald. That is to make the MEV emitter and MEV sensor. But they are using not much very useful recipes here. But to avoid that, oh, I did not. I was going to use a filter to forbid it for getting the flawless emerald. Now he should not pick any flawless emerald because they have uses. And if I turn on here, it's going to cut it into the smaller parts and send back in the line here to be filtered again, because exquisite become flawless and flawless become the normal version. But for now, let's turn this off. The last one here, we have a crate here. This is going to get all the shipped and flawless versions. But as you can see, it is empty, because unfortunately to actually turn the shipped and flawless into the higher versions, we require a higher voltage laser engraver, and for that require the emitter, that require eye of ender, that require under pro, and under pro require implosion compressor. And implosion compressor, well, a side recipe require also the ENTs to actually blow it up. So you need to do some chemistry to actually get that far. This is kind of fooling you. Oh, say here string. Oh, string, that's easy to come. No, because you need to actually make this poly thingy here to be able to actually get it, and to get it, you need to put this thing here in sulfuric acid, and this thing coming from this here and this here. Oh my god. So yeah, it's not that easy. And the last one here in the middle, as here, does not have exquisite, does not have flawless, does not have flawless, does not have shipped. And pay attention, you have to select here the items must pass if they have all the attributes selected. If you leave it into partial, one will not gonna slip by. By doing this, not a single gen that is not a normal gen can pass on, and all the other stuff like dusts and anything you don't gen will pass. Gens only the normal version can arrive into this chest and continue our merry path. Where here we have, in this case here, a crate receiving any refined ore from the thermal centrifuge, and this 9 types of gens to be macerated. As you can see, we have some magnetite here. And by the way, I have a complaint about the magnetite later on. Just a little bit, I put the faith to have our super chest that get all the stone dust from the water washing and centrifuges it into our quartzite, potassium feldspar, marble, biotite, metal mixture, and sodalite. And if you have no auto option, they're going to move forward to the next setup here. It's going to receive few dusts and a very large amount of dust here to be sent to these two centrifuges here. Excuse me, because the game is getting dramatic again. But they're going to centrifuge those dust into the useful stuff, like the cinnabar into the mercury and sulfur, the hard earthy into the small things here, and yellow night into undernight, grossolar and overready, and so on, so on. The only difference here is that this centrifuge here does not accept hard earth, because I want to arrive here, so it can be sent into this chest here, where below the 90 small piles are going to be sent into a packer to become a large pile, and everything that is not it is going to come out from the back and go back into the process line. And here you have probably the largest setup here, because you have 1, 2, 3 electrolyzers, and have here 1, 2, and 3 chests to receive items. The receiving item on the bottom and from the side. I believe in both cases here they are full to the brim. So 18 here, 18 here, and plus 4 now, plus 4 here. So we have 14 types of dusts that can be electrolyzing to get the byproducts. And for everything we have an robotic arm to supply exactly the amount required to make the recipe. One pushing out of the crate and another pulling it from the crater. Don't forget to put this to allow it to happen. If you forget, one gonna block each other. Like here, I forgot here, but in this case it's okay because I don't have one blocking the entries of items, I suppose. Same thing here. This one here still don't have the auto arm because I don't have that much of space here. And you can see I have quite a backlog of items to complete. In all the setups here, I actually place the activity cover here with the smart shot to avoid then receiving more items they can work. In theory, when I connect those pipes here, they should start working. And there we go. One here, another here, and another here. And they are going to output their dust from the back to the line, because some dusts have a multiple electrolysis system. And in the front, they're going to output any fluid that they might actually generate. I'm gonna show this later on. Now I have come to the extra part of it. Sometimes we're going to get dusts that normally could be electrolyzed, but it's better to just smelt them as they are here. Have some tetra, some pyrolusine, lemonite, I have some hematite, garnieri, everything that could be electrolyzed, but would actually give us less material that I want. So doing this, we are going to deposit here into our old friendly steam oven grinder, steam oven to be smelted, and everything is going to be sent here to this crate. And another new friend here, the steam grinder. Yes, it's a multi-blocking that is gonna do the work of many macerators at once, and it's the brother of it. And since I have a lot of steam casing from my previous large boiler, I only had to do the main block. The rest I already have. And I'm going to turn every ingot that comes from this furnace here into dusts. And everything is going set into the pipe that go all the way to the top. Yes, you are still here. Now let's look into the bottom, to the kind of complex part here. Previously, I actually had a non-play pipe here on top, bringing the fluids to Uzi both here and here. But in the end, I realized that this side here only requires two fluids. One is water, that's used for the water washing, the cutting, and the other one was mercury. So there is actually no need to bring it all the way here, because this area here that you can see here, we have the material prepare here, is to make our infinite passive generators of resources. And those don't require most liquids. They only produce it. I have a very ginormous cable below it, because let's be honest, I have a lot of machines here to be fed. Nothing here is actually ready. And below here you have a pipe. What happened here? Why you not working? You are working just as fine as it was. Going to problem solve this later on. All of them should later on empty their fluid on front. For that it requires to be connected, isn't? I have this tiny pile here just for the aesthetic, so you can actually see the machine here going down here. And you can see here below the big cable, we have small aluminum pipes all pointing into that direction. That's my output of fluids generated. And why this not non-play or quadruple? Because we don't actually need it. Each small pipe can hold 4 buckets at once. Most times we don't produce more than 1 or 2 buckets at once. So by doing this, they go all the way to be stored. Go all the way here. The cable produces power. And on top, there was the previously non-play pipe that I removed. And just brought a water pipe from my generation all the way here. All the way. So if I want, I could actually make the non-pipe here below the return one and leave the upper part alone, just to be more aesthetically pleasing. Don't have the piping come in the middle here, like I have here. Because this here will feed both this side and this side here. So I don't need a cable here. I need a cable around here to feed this party and the next one. Because let's be honest with this pack here. I'm going to need more space, more machines, more setups. But I am very close to actually throw hands because this is so complex and so annoying. I'll just show you. Of course, when we get the applied energy, things might improve, but not by much. By the way, what is feeding those two steam machine casings is a simple, basic fluid heater that turns water into steam. And yes, into this process here, I use more power than producing steam than the steam that is produced would give me just to feed those two machines. I don't want to bring a pipe from my large boilers all the way here just for it. And when it is idle, it's not using anything, so it's fine. The item go below here, all the way to the top. So it's going to be stored into my placeholder system here, having the most abundant resources stocked into super chests, and the rest going to the rest here until I actually make a proper place to deal with them. Wait a minute. I really don't need more aluminum. Here I'm going to start to make setups that use some of the resources from below that I might need later on. So for now, this is going to be it for this part 1. Yes, part 1. Because as you see, we have one setup here. That's going to be my passive producers of minerals, and then I need to remake my setup to make sulfuric acid, ethylene, polyethylene, PVC, and everything else. This is where my fluid tanks are, with everything now including fluorine. And here I'm going to make the blast furnaces set up here, making a beautiful row of blast furnaces, just like I make with the large boilers. 5 blast furnaces side by side here. One making steel, one making aluminum, one making stainless steel, one making other resources that I am forgetting, like silicon bubbles and probably titanium in the future and everything else. So yeah. And before I go, just show you my new cellar here that is holding my grains until they get rotten. But the biggest reason is to actually age our cheese. Don't know what the aged cheese is gonna make different, but let's see if they're gonna be more fulfilling or just something from the past where food had taste and it matches to my character. I have no food. Let's grab some grain then, because as you can see with my very minimal health, everything is zeroed. Because I am tired of making Sandovics to just struggle in one after another. if anyone knows how to turn off the eating and the drinking stuff, I'll be glad to know if I can turn this off, or at least turn off the temperature influence how much thirsty and hunger you feel. Because it's very annoying to try to come with a setup here and everything starts to go black and white because the game is being dramatic with everything around here. So this is it. This was On God. Thank you so much for watching.